Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about brushes. I'm going to show you some essential brushes that you can pick up, especially if you're a beginner, and basically get any look you want to. So let's get started. So let me start by saying that by no means do you need to buy the exact brushes I'm showing you. I'm just basically showing you a style of brush and very quickly generally how to use each one. So just if you have any brushes, try what you have, and then you can just take these as style guides for brushes. Okay, so first off, foundation brushes. I prefer to use my hands. I love blending in foundation with my fingers. I think it gives such a beautiful finish. I don't think you waste any product in the brush, and I just love it. There's no streak marks. However, I know some people like to use brushes, so let me show you a couple types there are. I mean, there's basically two different types that I can talk about. The first one is a brush like this. It is just kind of like a flat, almost like a paintbrush, and basically you would just brush on the product, blend it in. Very easy. The second kind is a stiff, more buffing brush like this. And again, you would just tap into the product and buff in the foundation like this. So two ways, two different brushes if you need a foundation brush. So moving on to powder, of course, you need to set a foundation with a powder. So, I mean, here's one example of a powder brush. It's just a fluffy powder brush. It's really soft. This one is from Origins. Oh, and I'm going to list all the brush styles and names of the ones I'm showing you down below. So yeah, I would just dab this into the powder, buff it on the face, you're good to go. As far as blush, it's going to be similar to a powder brush, but it's going to be a little denser and smaller. So here is an example. This is the one that I use. This is from Bobbi Brown, and it's a little stiffer, kind of a little more rounded than the powder brush, and it's good because you can hold it the flat way or the thinner way, depending on the look you want. So what girl doesn't like bronzer? Bronzer brushes are important, and they're a little bit different because the ones that I like tend to have a little bit sharper of an edge. So here's an example. It's a little squared off, so this means that you can dust into your bronzer and then kind of wedge it at an angle. Let me see. So like this, and you can really kind of cut your cheekbone there and create a bronze look, and then if you want to, you can hold it flat ways and buff wherever else you need it. So it's good to have kind of a squared off edge on a bronzer brush. So moving on to some essential eye brushes, let me start with the 239 from MAC. It is a flat shader brush. So it's flat. This is just going to pack color onto the lid. You also can dip into shadow and place it under the eye. I've used this one today on myself, so kind of multi-purpose. It's a flat shader brush. Next I have the 224 from MAC. It is a fluffy crease brush. You've seen it used before in my tutorials. Again, you just kind of dust into your crease, tap the tip into the product, dust into the crease. The other bristles do the blending for you, so it's kind of it's a great all-purpose blender. Yeah, it's really nice. So kind of a cousin to the 224 is the 217. It is slightly smaller and it's a different shape, and it's more of a precise crease brush now. So you might be saying they're so similar, they're both blending brushes, but not really. This one you actually can really get a pretty precise, crease or outer V look with this. And again, like the bronzer brush, you can turn it different ways and have thinner or a thicker application when you use it. So this is very handy. So here's the 266 from MAC. It is a angled small brush. Now this is multi-purpose. First purpose, which I would use this for, is in the eyebrow. Kind of you dust into your shadow and fill in your eyebrow. It's small and perfect and very precise for that. Also, just like the 239, you can dab into product and place this along your eyelashes. You can line with shadow on your top line. Great small precise brush for dry products. Moving on to wet liners or cream eyeliners, which I love. They're just so easy to use. You would need a fine liner brush like this. This one's from Bobbi Brown as well. It's the ultra fine liner brush, but yeah, you would just dip into your product, use your hand as a palette like I like to, and then apply. And it's synthetic bristles, so it won't get damage from gels. This one, however, and I'll get more into this in my part 2 video of this brush segment, but you want to wash this with soap and water every time you use it. The other ones, I'll explain more, you don't need to, but this one will get dry and get very hard, and you want to wash off the gel liner as soon as you use this one. So the last eye brush I'm going to show you is a super multi-purposer. It is called a setting brush, and this is what it looks like. This one is by Real Techniques. It's very soft, and it's kind of in between. I mean, it's smaller than a blush brush, but it's bigger than the eyeshadow brushes. And you would use this to set under eye concealer. You would use this to set eyeshadow base before you put your shadows on, so to set a primer or an eyeshadow base. Also, you can dip into a highlighter and in fact use this on the cheekbones to add highlighter. So this is a multi-purpose. In a pinch, you could totally use this as a little powder brush. Just dust powder where you need it. It's plenty big, it's really soft, so the setting brush is an excellent addition to your collection as well. Okay, so I think that just about covers it for brush essentials. Again, you don't need to go out and get these same exact brushes like I said before. Use what you have and check out other brushes that look like them. You know, it's just the shape, basically the shape of the tool that is going to get you the desired look that I talked about. So keep your eyes peeled for part 2 of this video when I talk about brush care, cleansing, and what to use and how often. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you soon. Bye!